strong, Black, beautiful woman, doing great things in the world. What's good, y'all? Thank you for tuning in to our 5th episode of Homegrown Heroes. I'm glad to announce we're highlighting our first female hero, Mackenzie Engram. Yes, we're very glad to have you. Thank you for being here.
Yes, for sure. I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely. So Mackenzie, you have a pretty good following on social media. A lot of people know you that way. We're going to get a little bit deeper into your story and all your accomplishments. So if we can start off a little bit about your background. I know you grew up kind of in the Cobb County area.
Yeah.
If you want to tell people about where you're from.
Yeah, so I was born in Austell, which is Cobb County. Lived there for a couple years and then moved into Powder Springs where I am now. So always been here. I'm a super homebody. Okay. I love my family. I love being home. Like when I was even little, I would never spend the night at people's houses because I was like, I have to go home. Like I'm super close. So I love the area. I would love to be here forever. Honestly, I'm literally like a Georgia body. So
yes. I love Cobb County. It's a great area to grow up in. A lot of community. You went to Hillgrove High School. Yep. I went to Harrison, so neighboring kind of rival high schools. So I knew about you growing up, you being a pretty big deal in high school, pretty big basketball player. Do you want to talk about your high school career?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So honestly, growing up playing basketball, I wasn't really that good. Like I didn't get developed, I guess you could say, until I was going into my 8th grade year. Okay. And so when I went into high school, I didn't really have I had expectations to be on varsity, but I knew you kind of have to play your role and you're a freshman. So you got to have your time on the bench. So I played a little bit my freshman year, didn't really get the whole feel of varsity basketball, but I played enough probably more than an average freshman would. And then it wasn't until sophomore year that I started putting up numbers. Nice. We went all the way to the state championship. We lost by 30, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah, at least you were there.
We were there. Yeah. So, and then my junior year, we graduated 5 seniors. Okay. So, sophomore year, we graduated 5 seniors. So junior year was a rebuilding year. It was okay, I got to lead the team now. And I got player of the year that year, even though we didn't really do that well, postseason. Yeah. But it was fun having, to be player of the year. Yeah. It was my junior year, or it might have been my senior year that I scored my 1,000 points. Okay. So that was really cool. I made it on a free throw, so then they stop the game. Yeah. They give you the ball. Yes. So that was really cool. Just being able to kind of leave my mark there, and then senior year I got my jersey retired. Yeah. So going back, my jersey is kind of right in the front of the gym. Before you walk in, and it's wow, it's cool to be a part of history forever. Yeah. And, be able to, for people that go to Hillgrove 8, 10 years, 20 years after me, be able to this girl must have been pretty good. You know?
That's awesome. Yeah. I definitely, remember that game. You getting that 1,000 points, you getting the ball. It was a pretty big deal. I think it was a lot of people at that game.
Yeah, I think it was a Hillgrove McEachern game.
Yeah, everybody was expecting it. Yeah, everybody was expecting it. So that's awesome. And yeah, it's great that you're able to leave that legacy at Hillgrove. Sure. Yeah, and inspire the next Mackenzie Engram coming through there to do big things. But that's probably pretty hard to top, 1,000 points over the course of a career. So that great high school career kind of led you to college sports. Yeah. You got the opportunity to play at Georgia. Before we tackle the Georgia, I did want to kind of bring in you coming from an athletic family. Yeah. We don't want to just bypass that. Yeah. Your older brother is actually Evan Engram. I'm sure a lot of people know of him. He's a rising star for the New York Giants. How was it like growing up with that older brother in the household, kind of pushing you? Did you have a certain kind of expectations?
Yeah, honestly, growing up, and once we both started getting recruited, I was always like one step ahead of him. So I got my first offer. I had the most offers, or if you want to say like the higher offers.
Okay.
So it really wasn't, I didn't feel that like expectation until college, but up until then we were very competitive. Yes. We competed in everything. Yeah. Dishes, laundry, grades, whatever. And I usually won. He didn't really take off until he got to college. Okay. But just being able to have someone there to push you, to support you, to hold you accountable, right. I think is where we really helped each other. Yeah. And on top of that, we're super close. Yeah. So he's literally like my best friend and vice versa. And so we've carried on that relationship just throughout everything. And I think if it wasn't definitely for him and how he pushed me and supported me and always was encouraging, I wouldn't be the person or the player that I am today.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. That's awesome to have somebody like that in your corner. Evan, I definitely remember playing against him, being at Harrison. He was a beast. Don't let her tell you different. He was a beast in high school. So two SEC athletes in the house. I'm sure your parents are stoked about this. Let's talk about your experience at Georgia. Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. Best 4 years of my life. I literally think every day, like, man, I wish I could just go back for like a week. Yeah. You know, you get there and you're like, oh, I have 4 years. Like I have time. And it literally goes by so quick. So it was amazing. My basketball side was good. You know, we had ups and downs just as every team would, but freshman year, I got on the freshman SEC first team. So awesome. That was super cool. We had injuries, which was unfortunate, but it also allowed me to get playing time, which allowed me to get that award. And then sophomore year, I actually got sick. So I have a heart condition. It's called pericarditis, and it's like the lining of your heart becomes inflamed when I don't even know like what really causes it. I should probably do more research on that. But, so I had to sit out for half the season. So it was honestly a blessing in disguise though, because you kind of get a big head having a good freshman year. Absolutely. And then you come in and you hit that sophomore slump. And I had like a bad attitude. I wasn't being the best player I could be, the best teammate. And so being able to sit and have the game taken away from you, it makes you just more aware of like, this literally could be my last time playing, or did I want that last game that I had to be my last game forever type of thing. And then also you learn the game better. You're able to see it from more of like a coach's view. And so it definitely was not fun. But I'm very thankful for it because it helped me get to the leader and the player that I was afterwards. And so junior year was a rebuilding year. We lost again like 8 seniors. So it was just rebuilding. And then senior year was our best year. We went back to the tournament. Sophomore year, we went to the tournament, but I couldn't play because I was sick. And then senior year, we went back to the tournament. We had a crazy record. Like we just set new standards, I would say, for Georgia basketball. And then senior year there, I hit my 1,000 points too. So it was,
that's impressive. So in high school and in college, you reached 1,000 points.
I definitely didn't think I was going to get 1,000 because I sat out my sophomore year. I missed 15 games. So I was like, well, that's out the window. But I just kept my head down, kept my faith in God, and he, made it happen. So
that's awesome. Yes. That's great that you've had that sophomore year, kind of your adversity year. It's a teachable lesson, coming back even stronger, able to reach those accomplishments. So that's amazing. I had no idea about the 1,000 points at Georgia. So congratulations on that. So that great career at Georgia, kind of led to you getting the opportunity to play a little bit of professional ball. I do know that the WNBA came back yesterday. Sabrina Ionescu, she's amazing. Had a great debut. Brianna Stewart played really well yesterday as well. If you want to talk about the games yesterday and as well as your time in the WNBA.
So graduating, I had no plans to play afterwards. And my coach was like, you're on some draft boards. And I was like, what, really? And she was like, yeah, I think you should go to this combine. So I went and I played so well, which I think helped me get drafted. I got drafted 3rd round. And usually like when you get drafted either late 2nd or 3rd, your chances of making the team are very slim just because the WNBA, you have 12 teams, you have like 11 players per team, and you already got the vets and then the rookies that kind of made their debut like last time. So it was definitely a challenge, and I made it through training camp. Didn't make the final roster, but it was an amazing experience. And the Atlanta Dream and the coaches and the team, like I wouldn't have wanted to go with any other team. And then I was home. So it was super cool. I wish I would have made it, of course. Yes. But I still was very appreciative of the opportunity. And I still get to say, like, I got drafted. And that's something a lot of people can't say. So that was super cool. And then I went on to play in Israel for a couple months. And then took a year off, worked with the New York Giants on their video production side and photography and all that. And then went back and played in Sweden because I missed it so much. And I was like, you know what? I'm still young. I'm, single, like don't have kids, whatever. Like I can travel now. So I might as well just try to rock this thing out. And then COVID hit. So I came home, and then it was an amazing experience, and you get to see a part of the world that a lot of people will never get to see. So obviously COVID wasn't the best, but it's hopefully on its way out. On its way out. And with the WNBA being back, it's just exciting. I think especially, women's sports in general, we're so just underappreciated for sure. And so being able to see the girls back out there yesterday, and Sabrina, and I saw one of my old teammates, Brittany Sykes. She plays with the Sparks, and there's like a highlight of her blocking Brittany Griner's shot, literally a 5'9", 6'9". So it's good to have it back and to be able to show love to these women and all the hard work, because it is hard work. Yes, we are women, but we work just as hard, sometimes even harder. And
you definitely work harder. Let's not sugarcoat it. Women work harder.
Yes, for sure. So it's good to be back, and I hope everything goes well and everything stays safe so that they can finish out the season, and and then with the NBA being back too, it's exciting. So
absolutely. That's awesome. That's awesome that you got that experience in the WNBA. And me personally, I'm trying to take a more vested interest in the WNBA, just it being on TV now, and just me noticing like they're very hands-on with what's going on in today as far as social movement, social justice. So, I mean, the WNBA women have always been supportive of men throughout life or just in general. So I feel like they are underappreciated as a league and as a people. I mean, we should show more love to the women. That's why we're highlighting you. So, getting into a little bit, some of the stuff you do now. I know you have a photography, company that you do. If you want to speak about that.
Yeah. So I majored in journalism at Georgia, and one of my required classes was photography. And so I was always into photography, but I never, I shot on automatic, used my flash, like it was awful. And then when I got into photography class, we were required to shoot on manual. You had to learn about everything. And so I was like, there's a whole different side of it. And I was just so intrigued. And I was like, you know what? Like, this is fun. This is cool. And then obviously you have different projects throughout the semester. So my teacher was like, you have a really good eye. Like you should really, think about just taking it a little bit more serious. You don't have to be crazy with it, but senior photos or whatever. And so I started taking some of my teammates' senior photos. And that's kind of where that whole business side started. I did my best friend's engagement shoot. And then a couple of like my coaches and her kids. And then once I got home and I wasn't playing, I was doing just some part-time job between the Dream and Israel. And I was like, you know what? I'm just like going to put myself out there. I'm going to start this business and see where it goes. And it's obviously been up and down just being in the country or not even being in the state. But I love it. I love being able to like just pause life in a flick of a moment, And I took that experience, just what I learned from like YouTube and class, and got a job or an internship with the New York Giants last year. And so it was a more video production side, but on game days, they did let us do photos as long as we were, still doing what we needed to do. And I was like, okay, this is cool. And I kind of made it like made it good in with one of the photographers who would let me use his like super expensive, nice lens. And so I was like, oh yeah, I need to like start saving, or maybe, you know, like hint at Evan that I want one, which I'm doing now. And so that's, I mean, I love it. Like it's fun. I'm a very people person as well. So interacting with people and like not being weird and awkward, it's not hard for me. So then when I came home from Sweden, I wasn't doing anything. And I was like, you know what? Let me try to pick my business back up. And so started reaching out. I offered like a giveaway of a free photo shoot, which kind of drew more people in, saying, oh, I didn't win, but like I would still love to shoot with you. And then so that's still going steady. You know, I love it because you're like your own boss. You know, and if you don't want to work today, you don't have to work today. But I definitely try to shoot and get in with anyone that reaches out. And you know, I'm not like this whole studio lighting like professional, but I think I do a pretty good job. So,
I've seen your work. It's really good. What's the Instagram name?
It's Mackenzie Engram Photography.
Awesome. Yeah. So she does great work. Go follow the page. Yeah, that's awesome. You're able to capture amazing moments in people's lives. So that's very memorable. So
for sure.
You also have a customized denim jacket company that you do as well. So many tentacles, so many jobs. You want to speak on that?
Yeah. So honestly, I was on TikTok one day and I saw a video of a girl making her own jacket. She has the business too. And I was like, man, like that looks really fun and cool and creative. And I've always been a creative spirit, like whatever it is. I love decorating, doing my own like home decor stuff and whatnot. So I was like, you know what, let me just try it and see. So I did one jacket and I was like, oh, like this really isn't that bad. And if you have a creative mind and you know how to, you know, paint and do whatever, you know, you could really do it. And she was selling her jackets for like a crazy amount. And mine isn't even half of what hers were. But I was like, I mean, it could be a decent income. So that's really how it started. I wasn't expecting it to be an actual thing and like looking to get an LLC now.
That's awesome.
All that. So I reached out to some of my girls and was like, hey, I'm going to make you guys a jean jacket. What would you like on it? And just, you know, maybe help me promote it. So did that. And it's literally like been on takeoff since. So I love it. It's because I didn't expect it to take off like it did. It has been a little bit of an adjustment because the jackets, they take time and I've gotten so many orders. So it's gotten a little hectic, but I'm blessed. I'm thankful that the Lord is giving me that opportunity. He's giving me a platform to use. And you know, everyone's been so supportive. I think that's like the most beautiful thing is how much support people have shown. Like it might not be this crazy jacket, but they're like, we want to support you. Can you do X, Y, Z? And I'm like, I'm not, you know, the most detailed artist yet. I'm definitely still working on getting there, but everything that someone has sent me to be able to do, I've been able to do it or recreate it in my own style. So I love it. It's dope. It's fun. You know, it takes a little bit of time, but so does any business. So.
That's dope that you're getting that support right off the bat. And we at Homegrowns, we definitely want to support you. So I brought one of my jean jackets to have Mackenzie customized. It's for Homegrown. So we'll be promoting that later. But that's awesome. But you also speak about the Lord and your blessings. I know you're really big into your faith. And as we've been talking, your life has been amazing. It's been full of blessings, some adversity as well. But I just wanted to open the floor if you wanted to share something with the people about your faith.
I think, you know, we as Christians, people look at you as if like you have it all together and you have this perfect life. And it's not. Like, it's challenging. You know, I'm still figuring out life and who I am, but I know who holds my life in their hands. And that's, I think, where I just am, whether I have a job and I'm, you know, not making any money, or I have a business that's flourishing, I have my faith grounded in Christ because of all that he's done for me just throughout my life. You know, I've been through a lot of ups and downs, a lot of adversity, a lot of heartbreak, and loss, and just having your anchor in Christ, I think is just what has allowed me to overcome it, allowed me to still be here. You know, and I'm very blessed. I'm very thankful. And he's been so good to me and my family.
Absolutely.
And so, I try to post videos even just on my Instagram or just verses or quotes, just to let people know that like Jesus loves you as he loves everyone. And just try to be a light, and walk as closely as I can to him, even though I'm so far away. Just attempting to walk as he walked is kind of like my goal here on earth. Yeah,
that's amazing. Yeah, that's great that you have those core values instilled in you and you take that very seriously. I do notice the inspirational scriptures and messages that you put on Instagram. I do think that that's it's a beautiful thing. You just bringing light, whether people believe or not. It's just nice to just show somebody that somebody loves you. So sure. I think that's beautiful. And
thank you.
Your life has definitely been a blessing, and we're blessed to have you.
Thank you. I'm blessed to be here.
And I really appreciate your time. I'm going to let you have the floor to kind of tell everybody where they can follow you if they want to customize jacket or photography booking. So go ahead.
So my personal Instagram is @DoryMac, like the fish Dory. And then my photography, like I said, is Mackenzie Engram Photography. And then my denim business is denim_by_me. So my brand is like a me brand because my initial is Mackenzie Engram. And then under it, I kind of have different little businesses and things like that. So hopefully it continues to grow to where I can do like jeans and shoes and literally have like maybe my own shop one day. So, but follow me. If you want a jacket or photography shoot, let me know.
Follow Mackenzie on Instagram. We appreciate you having you. Strong, Black, beautiful woman doing great things in the world. We need more like you.
Yes, thank you.
It's all love. Homegrown heroes. Thank you.